I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop. Up next, we got a young queen on TikTok. How do I say it? Crying? I don't know. Complaining? Virtue signaling? We got a young queen on TikTok saying that Trump is going to deport us right after birthright citizenship is abolished. Let's get into it.
So I don't know if y'all saw the recent Supreme Court ruling. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. But they sided with the Trump administration on nationwide injunctions, which was preventing birthright citizenship, which was preventing Trump's birthright citizenship executive order from going in effect. And so essentially it's a 30-day pause before whatever guidance they put out will go in effect, which essentially means that you can't do a nationwide injunction to curtail some of his executive orders, which essentially means that it puts 250,000 children. It puts 250,000 children in limbo.
If we could just mind our fucking business, if black people could unilaterally adopt this one mantra to mind our fucking business, I think that would do more for the black community than any of these endeavors that these women are on.
And we know that they don't want to stop there. They've already been trying to position to put U.S. citizens in foreign jails, which we know a lot of that will be black and brown people. And the Supreme Court basically said that they can rewrite the Constitution unilaterally. So it seems the only way to protect yourself or your child, and like, I'm trying not to cry, but as a mom, it's hard to imagine you not knowing if your child is safe. Citizenship is like the bedrock of the Constitution. If you're born on the land of the United States of America, you're a citizen. So for the court to put out this order and then not even comment on the merits, which essentially puts all us in limbo, it takes years to get to the Supreme Court. That means you can be a citizen in California, but you might not be a citizen in Texas. And we've already seen them use the National Guard to go and usurp the governor of California. And the courts have already ruled in that situation that they have the ability to usurp the governor and use the National Guard if they feel like it. And we all read that executive order where he wants to do that.
I may be saying too much. I know this. But this is a clear example of, number one, not being informed. Number two, doing things and fighting a fight that is pretty much outside of your general interests. A lot of us are so blinded by tribalism that we don't take the time to actually know the facts and be educated on that. Birthright citizenship was designed for people like me, descendants of African American slaves. Other nationalities started to take advantage of this loophole, and so what they did in the Supreme Court was close the loophole so that it is specific to just descendants of African slaves that were brought over into America, not of their own free will. Not for women who are already pregnant to give birth in America to establish citizenship for their child.
So you could essentially have ICE agents going into hospitals and ripping children from their mom. Where does that stop? He's starting with immigrants, but we know that's not their goal. The architect of all this was the Heritage Foundation with the use of Stephen Miller, with the idea that immigrants were making the country more diverse. In order to fill that diversity, you have to essentially remove that population from the country. So now it's immigrants. Next, it might be nationalized citizens. Next, it might be Black Americans.
I was thinking to myself, like, does it ever get exhausting to be this dramatic and ill-informed? Like, something gotta give.
And like, the 14th Amendment was made specifically because there were a bunch of slaves that did not have a place, that weren't U.S. citizens. So they had the 14th Amendment so that all people would be citizens. And essentially, all that's in limbo, as well as all of the other nationwide injunctions that we're putting as the Trump administration are now in limbo. The only option, it seems now, is to have a class action lawsuit, which takes a long time to farm, and you literally would have to have your name on that lawsuit to have any kind of form of protection. And there's no telling that the Trump administration won't argue that that class action lawsuit, that class isn't illegal. Because let's say if you're not a legal citizen here, then what makes you, what was preventing them from saying that you don't also benefit from our laws and the ability to have class action lawsuit? I'm so sorry I did this crying. Like, I just can't imagine.
Man, not a tear in sight. Let me know if I'm tripping.
And this is the reason why it goes back to, like, I don't understand why we can't have bold leadership in the Democratic Party. Do you see how far Republicans are willing to go? We don't have anybody on our side that is willing to go this far to protect rights. To protect rights. These people are going so far to rip away rights. Why don't we have any kind of leadership that is coming out to protect rights? Why not? Y'all tell me what y'all think about all this in the comments. Again, I apologize for all the crying. I did not mean to do that. It's just that I wanted to make this video to make sure other people are aware that essentially the Supreme Court has sided with Donald Trump, and in 30 days, everything just falls in limbo when it comes to birthright citizenship. Citizens, United States citizens, black people, white people, we're not safe in this country because it starts with the immigrant. Then where does it go? We all know this story. It starts with one group to see how you will accept it. Then they next target the next group. Then they target the next group. Then they target the next group. But like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think about all this in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.
This is just another clear example of black women being used as a pawn by the Democratic Party to push the agenda of allowing illegals to come into the country. What they did was they closed the loophole so that citizens have to come into the country legally.
They didn't shut men down so much. Dudes scared to speak up.
Yeah.
I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. I said a huge part of being a man is being willing to be disliked.
Oh, of course.
Disagreeableness. Disagreeableness.
Malcolm Gladwell talk about that in his book.
For real?
A lot of he's like some of the best high-level entrepreneurs. One of the big traits is they're disagreeable.
You have to be, because the decisions you're gonna make, the vision decisions you're gonna make, everybody not gonna see it, everybody not gonna understand it, and everybody not gonna accept it. But in spite of that, you gotta say, no, this is what the hell we doing. When you got a kid, your kid ain't gonna like your decisions all the time, what you doing as a family. When my dad used to make decisions, I'm like, man, I ain't understand it, but he the head of the house, we gotta do it. When you got a wife, it's the same way. You got business partners, employees, they don't understand every move you doing or want to do it, but they gotta do it. And you gotta, in spite of all that, you gotta be like, this what it is. Y'all ain't gotta like it, but we gotta do it.
And you gotta be okay with, like you said, standing up, being in the fire, right or wrong. This is what we doing.
That's what we doing.
And that's what a lot of kids and families need today. They need some type of role model that is going to stand up and say, this is what we're doing. This is what you're going to do. And the problem I have with the black community is we don't dominate our kids enough, bro. Other communities be like, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. You can have that passion shit after you become a doctor. And that's how I'm dominating my kids, bro. When I had kids and start raising my family, and I'm like, you're going to law school. Like, because lawyers run the business world. So if you claim you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a lawyer. Talk to me about your passion project dealing with art and all this other bullshit after you're walking across the stage and maybe you're a lawyer. I was watching the interview with some Indian guys, and they was like, shit, you at least gotta be a lawyer or a doctor. He was like, at the very minimum, at least be a fucking accountant. He's like, that's the least you can be. That's the least you can
be,
but that's
bro. The standard they set. He was like, you gotta be a lawyer.
Our standards are just too low, bro. Like,
I could go so many places with this. It's interesting to see our men come from the gynocentric lens, that means a woman's worldview, and start to make their way back to masculinity and understand what comes with not being liked. What I'm going to disagree with him on is, as far as trying to will his children to be what it is that he wants them to be, plays dangerously close to him living vicariously through his children. And so what tends to happen is when you force or try and impose your will on them, they tend to rebel. And so I think us as parents, our job when it comes to our children is just to help them to become the best version of themselves that they can be, just through the tools of how to navigate life. I say that because in order for any of his children to become a lawyer or an accountant, for that to stick, you would have to be a lawyer or an accountant. Otherwise, you're gonna send them on a journey that you yourself have never embarked on and expect them to succeed at it. That's not fair.
So, ladies,
My head stuck, bro.
how did your hand get stuck, yo?
You put soap in it?
Look at this child, y'all.
Put soap right here, mine.
Give me the soap. How the fuck did you get your hand stuck?
Put it right here.
Move. What is so funny? All right, try to wiggle it out. Can you get it out?
I got it out.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, go put the glass up. Wait the fuck a minute.
Do I have a right to be scared that she's the one that's raising them kids?
Yo. She was right, cuz. Man, what your punk ass want, cuz?
What comes first, cereal or milk?
Nigga, what? That's baby G.I'm. crib. Nigga, the milk, nigga. No,
He said the milk, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, if you pour the milk first, it's gonna take the shape of the bowl. You ain't gonna be able to pour no syrup because the milk gonna take up the whole bowl.
See, listen, I can't blame you, cause I know you never went to school. Listen, if you got 2 milks, you got 2 cereals, if you put it all together, you're gonna get a cereal bar. That's how I know you gotta keep the milk,
Cereal
nigga.
bars.
It keeps everything together, nigga. What the fuck?
Listen, the consequences of you putting the milk in front of the bowl, bro. The diameter, the radius, and the pie from the math class.
It's the basic cohesive force that's inside the membrane of the milk goes inside the bowl and melts the outside of surrounding areas. That's how I know for a fact, bro. You gotta do all that. It's basic multiplication, cuz.
So what's your favorite cereal
Watch
then?
your mouth. Watch your mouth. I'm tired of watch your mouth, cuz. Watch your mouth.
There go another 56 seconds I'll never get back.
Be pissing me off when they be acting like pretty girls can't get cheated on. I got cheated on, and at least the lady he cheated on her with look half decent. My husband cheated on me with a lady with Down syndrome, and it wasn't the fact. It wasn't the fact that she had Down syndrome. I said, what she got on me, right? I want to see what she had on me, right? And I went and met her with her in person, and I saw all that slob coming out of her mouth. I say, that's it right there. I can't compete. Hey, I wave the flag. You got it, mama. I'm dehydrated right now. I can't.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
that's my time, y'all.
this has been a wonderful set.
That was a good one.
Punk ass motherfucker. Hey, bro, don't do that shit, bro. Gonna send up people over here, bro.
What the fuck is you talking about, bitch?
What I'm talking about, bro.
Man, boy, I'm over here texting. Boy, ain't nobody stun your ugly ass. Get your mangy ass on some motherfucking word. Nobody stun you, bitch.
Mangy ass.
Yeah.
Who you fuck call mangy, man?
You. Don't got nobody ain't recording your ugly ass. Nobody want to see
I'm
your
mangy,
ugly
my
ass.
nigga. Hey, my nigga. Don't you never in your life call me mangy again. I would dog the fuck out of you and fucking break your fucking heart. Talking about mangy. Nigga, you don't see no mangy over here, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? Mangy. Nigga, everybody you know, you hang around here mangy, nigga. Then a mangy one, motherfucker. I'm 41 motherfucking years old, nigga. You got motherfuckers younger, your age young than you. Look in the mirror, nigga. Nigga ain't got shit. Ain't talking about man.
Boy, that word man just hit that boy over the motherfucking edge, boy. He couldn't even get his words out. He was so drove.
It's too many men that's out here that's trying to actually be fathers and father their children that y'all won't allow them to father these children. And then when they come, they get 13, 14, 15 years old, 16 years old. Now you want to say, oh, you need to come get your child. You need to come help with your child. Baby, that I don't even know that man. I don't even know that little girl. For the last 10 years, you've been telling me this my child, this my child, this my child. You ain't want me to help parent the child. All you ever wanted was money. Oh, now this child over here running you crazy, running you up the wall. Now you want to come calling me, talking about come and parent this child when this child don't even respect me as their parent. All they know is I just pay child support. They don't know why I just pay child support. They don't know that you got a restraining order out on me. They don't know that you call the police every time I try to show up to come to an event or to a game or to show up for them at the house or support them in any kind of way. They don't know the little tactics that you use to keep me away from them.
I'm gonna tell you why she right. Because women operate on a reactive mindset. And so once that child starts to get 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, that's when the child start feeling themselves. Puberty start kicking in. Then they realize like, damn, I don't know if I can handle this shit. What they do in a reactive state is, let me call on the father and get him involved so that it alleviates some of this stress that I'm going on with right now. The easy part is over with. Now they're starting to grow into adulthood. Now I need some help, but it don't work like that. Relationships are fortified over time. It's gonna be damn near impossible for a man to come in and make the corrections on the software that they set as a mother. It's more effective for a man to be a part of the software of a child early on when they're in development. Anything after that, now you're trying to play catch up.
A woman who respects her man isn't going to take his constructive criticism as an attack. She's going to listen and use this as an opportunity to grow with him. Those women who are hollering, "You're trying to control me. You're attacking my character." Manipulative narcissist. Because if she chose to be with you and wants you to be her man, that means she wants you to tell her what's wrong when it's wrong.
This is not an excuse, but it's hard for women to understand how to accept criticism from a man when they have never experienced criticism from a man. They've probably never experienced criticism at all in their life. So any form of criticism is going to be looked at as an attack on them and not something to critique them to improve.
It smells good. This one fruit, huh?
Smells sweet as hell. You looking good now. Huh? What's wrong with you?
Why is this shit? What the f? Bruh.
Huh?
What?
God. Damn, what? That shit.
Watch out. Oh, what the f are you? Why am I?
Damn, you sticky as hell. That lotion. What the f? Try to wipe off of that.
That's. What the f are you doing?
My bad, damn.
What the f is you doing? What?
Here, try to wipe it off.
Bruh.
Damn, that shit. What the hell wrong with you?
What is this shit? What is it? Bruh.
Look at this shit.
So it's seeping through my.
Look, you can be a penny holder.
What did you do? Stop.
Now what got me is the fact that she thought it smelled good as hell before she put it on.
Animal control officer. You think your wife come home every day like, oh, I want to fuck this little animal catching motherfucker? Hell no. She want the sheriff's. Your badge don't even got no badge number on it, bro.
My badge number is actually 44. That is
man,
not
nobody give a fuck about your badge number, nigga. I ain't asked. They gave you a flashlight and a fucking camera, nigga. You can't even arrest me.
Actually, they did not give me this flashlight. I had to
You
buy it.
bought it? Bro, the city of Detroit don't give a fuck about you, bro. They didn't even give you no flashlight. So if they wouldn't have gave you that, you wouldn't have nothing on your vest, bro. They sent you out here like that.
My thought is though, why would you give him even more ammo to keep cooking your ass?
Everybody shut the fuck up. Hey, shut the fuck up. Let me tell you something right now.
I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop. And if you made it this far, check out the video we just did where a man found out his girlfriend was sleeping with 5 of her co-workers. It's crazy.